So when and where were you born?
Joliet, Illinois,
What year?
1927.
In Illinois. Where is that in Illinois?
About 40 miles southwest of Chicago.
So I remember you saying that people called you Bill growing up. What's the story
My
behind
name is Frank William Lind. My dad's name was Frank, so they called me William, and then it became Bill, of course.
Okay.
Are you recording this?
Yeah. So
This is fun.
Next question.
Do you have a vivid memory of something you did when you were disciplined for as a kid? Not specifically.
You were a good kid?
No. We got swacked.
Oh. Okay.
And when you ask why, say, don't ask why, do it. That's the way it is in the Army. Say, peel those potatoes. You say, why? Bang.
What's different about growing up today from when you were growing up as a
Oh
child?
my God. That question couldn't be answered in 100 years. It's a completely different world. And that's why, but all generations have this. Our language is constantly changing, and we don't realize it because it's gradual. It's every day we change. For instance, there's a good example. There was a movie made back in about the 50s called Let's Make Love. Well, that would be completely misunderstood today. Because it didn't mean have sexual intercourse back then. It meant let's have fun as lovers.
When and where did you meet Inga?
Oh, boy, you jumped 30 years. No. In Germany as a soldier, she worked in the PX. You know what the PX is? Post exchange, that's where we could go and buy things. She was on the counter where they sold buttons and things, and I told her I would buy the buttons if she would sew them on.
Who was president at that time?
Well, in 1951, Truman was president. In 1952, of course, Eisenhower got elected. I had signed up for the Army for 3 years, but because of the Korean War, everybody got extended a year. And fortunately, I was in Germany. If I'd been in the United States, I might have got shipped over to Korea.
So your kids were perfect children?
Of course not.
Of course not.
They lied and cheated like every other kid. Like you and me.
So can you give some advice to a young person growing up of how to make their life a little bit easier or better?
Yes, and they wouldn't listen to a word of it.
Well, tell them anyway.
I can't. You're going through one of the periods of history that is the most fascinating period. How it's going to come out, nobody knows. And we're going to find out. In one way, I say, I wish I'd missed all this. Another way, I say, I would hate to have missed all this. Because it's going to be the world. Look at computers. Nobody has any idea what computers and all that stuff is doing to us. People think they understand it. You say you understand the fourth and the fifth dimension. You don't have the faintest idea of what that's going to turn out to be.
So do you have any special sayings or expressions you like to say? I can think of one.
What?
Whoa, Dick.
Yeah.
Say it.
Whoa, Dick. You know why?
Why?
Because Burjans had a blind horse. And back during the Depression days of the 30s, we had the field out in back of us. Or everybody had a little garden out there. And I would ride the horse and cheer him when my dad would have the plow or the cultivator or whatever it was. And when we'd get to the end of the thing, I'd say, whoa, Dick. So now I say it when I come up to a corner.
I think that's one of Heidi's favorite things about when you talk. That's one of her favorite things about you.
Whoa,
is when you
Dick.
say "whoa, Dick." So say it really loud.
Yeah, and I don't even know I say it.
Say it really loud for the camera.
Whoa, Dick. Do you have a philosophy of life? What's your best piece of advice for living?
Yes. For people like me. And
I would have to say it's at the end of those 50 lectures I had with Dr. Robinson. He said, when you think you're right, when you think you're very right, you may be very wrong. You may be very, very wrong. You may be very, very wrong. And sometimes you'll be right for being wrong.
So what do you believe happens after life?
Surprise.
Is there a better place than this?
Every place is going to be what you make it.
Those are...
Are you happy now?
Yes.
You satisfied with life?
Yes.
Have you got plans for the future?
Yes.
And you're going to do something.
That's a good philosophy. I like that.
Live.
Live. You make life what you want it to be, right?
That's right.
So are you saying
Exactly.
that we make our own fate?
You know, you've got a lot of questions, and there's a questions I've asked.
Do you believe God has a plan, or that we make our own plan?
I don't know if he has. If he has, he hasn't told me.
So what is your perspective on God? Gotta have
Here
something.
I am. I don't think anybody should lock themselves in, believing this or that or the other thing. What you should do is just let it come as it happens. Right now I feel very good.
Good.
Because how do we get information? We get it by experience.
Yeah.
Some people come to one conclusion, some people come to another. And I say the biggest experience is surprise.
Surprise, huh?
Have a surprise.
How do you feel about prayer? Do you ever
I pray all day long.
Oh, you do?
Life is a prayer in a sense. Be careful what you ask from God, because you may get it.
Well,
You may become a multimillionaire and realize that is that's what you wanted to do. When you get there, you say, was this what it was all about?
do you feel prepared at this point in your life for the next step?
I guess so.
You guess
I don't
so?
know what to do to prepare anymore.
Anything? Is there anything that you
Pardon?
would want to do other than what you've done now, or is everything just the way it is?
I don't know. I don't think so. I guess sit and talk to me.
Still looking? Or are you satisfied?
I'm satisfied.
Okay.
I'm happy. Right now I'm so happy because I'm sitting there, I'm feeling good.
Nobody wants to go through pain or suffering.
No, but I'll tell you what. If you don't go through hard times, you'll never know what good times are.
Yeah.
Oh. Go on.